Guys, it's Tony here with the Q50. We're gonna be putting a flex fuel kit and a low pressure fuel pump. We got the seat already taken out. All you do is two little tabs, boom, see, boom, boom, each side, pop it up, bring it over here. There you go. Make sure you dust it off. You want to give it a nice clean because your car gets dirty. I know mine does. Alright, so I'm going to start with these 4 bolts. You just lift this thing up. These 4 bolts. Just so you know, you got 2 of these, 1 on each side. Just make sure you go to the one with this gas tank, the one on the side with the gas tank. Alright, so like I said, all I'm doing is loosening these. You just loosen them till they're hand loose, just so they're ready to go. You want to leave it like that, and you want to pop your hood, and we're going to show you how to release the fuel pressure so you're not going to make a mess and it's going to smell like gas in your car for the next 2 months. I'll show you how to avoid that. So we're here under the engine bay, and we have to come over here by the battery and remove all of this. You're gonna take 1, 2, 3, 4 clips out, and this whole thing is gonna pop up, and we're gonna remove this whole piece. Yeah, that's all you gotta have to really do. I'll show you. I'm gonna pop these clips up and show you how to pull this off. If you don't know how to pop these clips out, I'll show you how. You just come over here with this flathead. You pop this up. Make sure that comes up all the way. Once this is up, this whole piece will just pop out. And when you put it back in, it goes like that and closes, locks like that. But this closes that piece, so you could just pull it right out. This just comes right off. Easy as like that. Wow, this is disgusting. I'm gonna clean all this up before I put it all back together. That's always a good idea. And then this is where we need to go, so we're just gonna try to get in here. Maybe. Alright, so you're gonna have to remove the battery from here. Just put it on the car, don't put it on the floor. You don't want to put it on the floor at all. And we're gonna have to pop this fuse box off. There's a clip up top. Alright, so there's these two little tabs on the back. You're gonna just pull those tabs and slide them right out. They'll come up. Looking at this, you see this plug right here? It's the blue 15 right under this plug. Looking at your thing right there, that blue 15 right there. You're gonna pull that. Alright, so I removed that fuse that was right there, the 15A. I'm gonna put this to the side, install the battery back in, and just start the car and relieve all the fuel pressure. Once you got no more fuel pressure, you could just continue with the job. Alright, so now I just got done relieving the fuel pressure. What I did was, like I said, I disconnected that 15. Make sure you pull it out, the one I showed you. It's on the instructions list. Just make sure you get the right one. You have the diagram on the instructions when you order from AMS, so just make sure you order from AMS and pull the right one out. Then you're going to install your battery again. You have to pull the battery out, put the battery back in, start the car. It's gonna run for like about 2-3 minutes. Don't worry, it's gonna get up to temp, but all you got to do is just make sure once it stalls, you're gonna crank it again, and then you're gonna crank it 2 or 3 more times. Make sure there's no fuel pressure at all, and then you could just make sure you wait at least an hour. Wait an hour to cool your engine off, because you don't want to work. This is too hot. You're gonna pull a line and it's gonna catch fire. You don't want to catch your car on fire or nothing like that. So make sure you wait an hour to cool your engine off, and then we can get back to work. But in the meantime, you can pull your battery back out, put your fuse back in. In the meantime, we're gonna take this gets plugged in to there, and that gets plugged into here. I'll show you where. You're gonna take this, unplug this one, this long horizontal one, that one. You're gonna take this, replace that, boom, and this gets just plugged in to that one. Simple and easy. Let's clip it in. Make sure it's clipped in. So you just want to make sure you don't kink any wires. You could leave this like that, flat, and then this is just gonna go on top. Your wire you're gonna put down here. Just gonna put this back on, just carefully put this back on. You don't want to damage anything. You're just gonna get this closed up, slide this back on, and pull this out from the bottom. Got this at the top. Make sure you have access to that. You're gonna cut the 3M tape in half that they supply you, and you're just gonna put it on here. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't have to be centered. Just do that. And put this on there so it's nice and tight. So then we're just gonna grab our rag. I think I have one up there. Let's grab this one. And then you're gonna take this and put it back here with that 3M tape. Just make sure you get it stuck really good. And as long as it's stuck really good, you're good. Infinity has this little tight spot back there for you to put that, just so it stays secure. And then when people pop your hood, they can't tell what you're running. It's hidden. So that's the main reason why you put it back there. I mean, it's mainly because it's safe behind the firewall. And then you're gonna plug this right into there. You're gonna plug this right into there. And you're just, that's why they make this removable. So you could just do everything out here and plug it in there later. Then you're just gonna lift up all this and run this wire through here, but this gets plugged in on the other side of that box. So you just do the same thing like we did on the other side. Let's do the same thing over here. Pop these 2 clips, 1 and 2, and then this lifts up. You're just gonna shove your wire under there and just run it around here, and it'll come out like right around here. plug that in here, and then you're just gonna run it around all the way. All right, so I got the wires ran. I went from here, went under here, through there, and I came out this little hole at the bottom over here, and we're here. So now all we have to do is put in our new fuel line, connect this to the fuel sensor. We're gonna use one of these bolts. I'll show you. We'll set that up right now. Using a 10mm bolt, you're going to remove this bolt from this. Just remove it. You're going to take the bracket that they supply you. You're going to put that there. And just, they give you a longer bolt to put right in here. You're going to put that in there. Get that in there. For this step, you're going to need an Allen key to tighten that down. Once you tighten that in there, you're good. That's what that looks like. Take this other bracket, put it on here like that, and then this is going to go in there just like that. So I just installed this. You're just going to plug this into there after you install it. Make sure you put this on. The directions on the AMS Performance tells you, but you just unscrew this, you slide that on, and you just slide this on, just to make that. And then you just take a wrench and you just tighten it. Make sure they're tight. You don't want it to come loose. And then once that's done, engine, it's been only 30 minutes. I'm gonna give it another 30 minutes to cool off. And then we can start messing with fuel lines. Could probably put the battery back. I don't need to go back there. Keep the battery disconnected. Don't connect the battery until you have everything fully set up. You don't want anything shorting out or anything. That's dangerous. So yeah, once you do that, our next movement is to remove this. This is gonna replace that. I don't know. I gotta get to that part yet. I haven't gotten there yet. But you definitely have to remove this. But alright, so yeah, we're pretty much almost done. All we got is the fuel pieces. Pretty much what you want to do is make sure you get the best steps to do this is get your fuel pressure out of the way. Take your fuel pressure out. Make sure you do what I did. We showed you how to do the fuel pressure. Alright, so we're here working on the Q50, installing flex fuel kit and the low pressure fuel pump to get to E50. I'm sorry, E30, not E50, E30. When we want to do next month, we're going to order the high pressure fuel pump, and then we're going to run E50. That's all we have to do, because right now I'm just getting the little stuff, the fuel pressure. Hey guys, Tony here with the Q50. VR30, you already know what it is, 3.0 twin turbo. We got air intakes in, we got downpipes, we got cat back exhaust, we got our heat exchange. Let's see, you see that alpha? There we go, yeah, heat exchange. And now it's time for low pressure fuel pump and our flex fuel kit. We're going to show you how to put it in today. I'm going to just go over the easy steps, the way you want to do it. You're going to need 10mm. You're going to need, I think I needed a 12mm, but I don't know where that ratchet is right now, but you're going to need those two. Then all you got to do is start with releasing your fuel pressure. I'll show you how to do that. then your engine's gonna be hot. So in the meantime, you're gonna do the easy stuff like plugging in your stuff to the ECU, and then you're just gonna plug in. It's all plug and play. They made it, AMS made it simple. You don't gotta splice nothing, do nothing. All you gotta do is plug everything in. You're gonna run this over here. I'm gonna show you how to do all this, and then once you run all your wires, you could go back to the low pressure fuel pump and install that. I have no fuel pressure, so what we're gonna do is pull these clips and push this out. That's how we're gonna get this out. I already unplugged this and took out the 4 bolts. It's pretty simple. I'll show you a clip on that if you need. Oh, and this is where my other one is, 10 mil. Oh, that's all I use is 10 mil. All right, so there we go. I'm unplug this and go from there. All right, that was really easy. I just pushed those 2 clips and it slid right out. I released the fuel pressure like they said in the instructions, so I didn't have any problem spraying around like everybody in other videos are. And then we're just gonna keep this to the side, and I got the fuel pump out. I unscrewed those bolts. I used the Phillips because it was easier. Those things have a little, it's not working, so you need a Phillips anyway. Took it out. This pops right out. All you really got to do is watch out for this and just pull this out. Just finagle it out. It's very delicate, very, very delicate, so you don't want to break nothing. It's cheap plastic. But once you pull it out, you're going to bring it back here. I put a lid just so no, that's your gas. You don't want nothing getting in there. Anything gets in there, you're fucked. All right, not fucked, but it's not good. So now you just pop this out of here, just slide it out. So try to unsqueeze this, slide that out, pop this out of there. You just pop it right out. This little, boom, pop this out, unpull this out, and then you could pull it like this. We're just gonna unscrew this, like there's a little clip in there. I think you see that clip right there. We're literally disconnecting everything. These, popping this out, and there's these 1, 2, 3. Everything from here you're disconnecting on the top. You're just taking the top off. I mentioned when you're doing this, make sure you just, easiest thing, just take some rubbing alcohol, put it on a rag, and just clean your hands really good. Take off all the grease really fast. Make sure your hands are clean when you're touching all these things. You don't want to get this dirty, because then you're going to get your fuel dirty. Alright, once you take those tabs off, you pop that clip out, pull these out, you'll have this. All you're doing is pulling this out, these 2 tabs, 1, 2, pulling this yellow piece off, and inside here your fuel pump just slides right out. Alright, you're going to make sure that this groove is on the bottom side, and you just put that on top. If you got the AMS performance, like I'm saying, they have everything you need, literally everything. You just pop that on and you have the bracket. I'm going to show you how to put this on here. You just put those wires through there, that hole on the top, and you're just going to slide this in. So now make sure when you pull your stock one out that this O-ring comes out with it. If this O-ring's not here, make sure you pull it out of this, just to make sure where that, pretty much where this goes. See that little male going into that female? Make sure it's there. so that whenever you put this in there, it goes in. Once you line it up with the hole, you just shove it in and it should pop right in. And that should be that close. You see how close it is? Should be all the way in. There you go. Now it's all the way in. We're gonna set up our new brackets. Once you put it here, once you pop that in, you're gonna pop this back on here. See this, that hole, that big hole goes on there. That big hole. You gotta snip these off. 1, 2, 3, just so it's flat. All right, and then we're just gonna put that on there like that, and then you have it go like that exact setting. And then the tightening, you want to see 3 threads. See those 3 threads? When you see 3 threads, that's, you don't want to go any tighter, but you want to go that tight. You want to make sure you at least go 3 threads. And then we're just going to put exactly the opposite you did. Let's put it back together. So Nissan actually put an extension because they know you're going to modify this. So if you look at that, you're just going to take this clip and plop it in there like that. See how long it like makes it longer. But don't worry, it's meant to do that because it's meant to be stretched, because it's meant to have a longer. They know you're going to modify it, so they did that pre-existing for you. Just going to snip that, boom, splice it, put this to the side. Then you're gonna splice this, boom, and they come with these. All you gotta do is put this on like this, twist this, shove that in there. As deep as you can. Same thing with this one. Put them on, and then once you splice this, connect the negative with the positive. The blue one is positive. See that? It says it right here. Blue is negative. Blue is positive. So make sure blue goes to red, and gray goes to black. All you do, you just put it in on each side. Blue, gray and black, blue and red. Put them in, crimp with your pliers, crimp, and you're just going to take a lighter or a heat gun and just shrink that. Just shrink wrap. Take a heat gun. You do not want to use a lighter because there's still fluid on this. You don't want to catch this on fire. Just going to take a heat gun and just heat that up. Alright, I got this all assembled. Heat gun with that. I didn't have a heat gun, so I used a hair dryer. Just make sure you get it really hot. Keep it on there for a while. It'll make a nice seal. Then you got blue and black on that side. Make sure you put it in the right holes, because those 2 plugs are the same. So when you're looking at it from the plug in the front, this big plug up front, there's a big plug up front that's by itself that goes in. Then you got 2 identical ones, blue on the left side of that. So make sure you match those wires up. And then we're just gonna put this back in, and I'm just gonna finagle it in and put it back how you got it. So now we gotta remove this bracket right here for the high pressure fuel pump. So we're just gonna a bolt right there and 2 bolts right there. And then unclip this right there. Unclip that. And this one down here, you could unclip it when you unbolt it. So you're gonna clip this fuel line, unclip those two, and then unclip this one down here. But yeah, and now all you do is slide this out and slide that out from the high pressure fuel pump. It's right here. That's your low pressure fuel supply. And we're going to do the same to this. Slide that out and pull this up, but you want a towel right next to it because gas comes out. I forgot to tell you, same thing with that side. Just going to put a towel over this and slide it out. Then we're going to remove this bolt and this bolt to take this off. Then we have to take this off with those two bolts right there. This is recommended to remove these two bolts right here, those two, just so you can move this out the way to pull this out. I got this. I just removed those bolts. Doesn't go up too much, just enough for you to slide in and out of here. Just kind of remove this. Those two bolts right there, not the middle one. Don't fucking touch that middle one. Just touch the out two one. Yeah, excuse my language. Don't touch that middle one. Then all you gotta do is put this on here. Put the hose on here. Make sure the curved side goes for this side. And then put the bolts back on just like factory. And then plug this back on here. Okay, and then all you gotta do is same things you put on here, these two pieces, you put on your high pressure fuel pump. Whether it's stock or not, it's the same thing, you just put on that. And then you tighten this down to there, this hose, and then you take this hose and you tighten down to that one, and you should be good.